Welcome back. With us live over the phone is Dr. Ayman Salah Murad. He is member of the Egyptian Council for Foreign Affairs. Good morning, Dr. Murad.
Good morning.
Good morning to you, sir. Of course, the talk of the hour, the atrocities that are being committed in the Gaza Strip, the aggression on the Israeli side, the violation of international law, the crimes against humanity, you name it. Even the houses of worship, God's houses, the churches and the mosques were bombarded also. So how do you define this massacre, and how do you assess the situation so far?
First, I'd like to express our deep sympathy and send our condolences for the Palestinian people and their families for their grief losses for innocent men, women, and children under the Israeli offensive. Of course, what happens, what we witness in Gaza nowadays is considered complete atrocity and full massacre and full war crimes and crimes against humanity. I don't think that the world has witnessed such a massacre or an atrocity since World War II. So we send our sympathy to our Palestinian people over there.
Right. Of course, Minister Sameh Shokri have elaborated over the situation and described it in a very tangible, clear, and also with credibility. He talked that this is not self-defense and it's not even a war. It is a genocide and it's crimes against humanity. But at the same time, we could find, instead of the situation that is reflecting itself clear to the world, and the footage everywhere of the mass killings of children and the bombing of the hospitals and the violation of international law and everything, still there is global silence. It has lessened a little bit, but there is also double standards on side of some power and Western countries. So how do you define these complexities?
As we have seen yesterday in Gaza Aid Conference, Mr. Sameh Shokri, Egyptian Minister for Foreign Affairs, expressed the Egyptian side on the view, and he strongly signaled to the international partners and regional partners that we don't accept any dislocation from Gaza to Egypt. We completely detest the crimes that is committed by the Israeli occupier, and that the whole international community detests what's going on in Gaza, and that it is against humanitarian law and against international humanitarian law. And he talked about the Egyptian role in supporting the Palestinian cause and how the size of the humanitarian aid that Egypt passed through Rafah crossing. Even he used numbers. He said that the Egyptian side provided 5,400 tons of aid alone, despite the economic difficulties that Egypt passed through, and compared to the size of the aid that has been provided from the whole international community, Egypt provided more. So, of course, Egypt has always stood and will stand always by the Palestinian cause, so as not to liquidate the Palestinian cause. This is what Israel is trying to achieve and attain. And I think the Egyptian stance and the Jordanian stance has been very firm about this issue. And President Sisi confirmed clearly that Egypt refuses any kind of relocation for Gazans from Gaza or Palestinians to anywhere. This is a very clear stance for Egypt and the Egyptians.
Right. Minister Shukri also asserted that Egypt rejects any attempt or any ideas or forcing the concept of displacing Palestinians from Gaza. How could this matter lead to the liquidation of the Palestinian cause and the and even the dangers of losing Jerusalem at large?
Okay, so if we go back to the backgrounds of this conflict or crisis, we can go back to 1923, the mandate that has been issued by the World League to put Palestine under British mandate, and even it was kind of a level A mandate, which means that the British are there only to help the country or the Palestinian state to in administration, no more than this. Then what happened that when Britain was leading Palestine in 1948, there was a decision 181, that General Assembly decision that divided Palestinian territory into two states, Israeli state or Jewish state and Arab state. And moving from this point, even Israel didn't comply to that decision and occupied more land than assigned to it in that decision. And since then, Israel is trying to occupy Palestinian lands through settlements, and then we came the 1967 war, and Israel occupied more and more land, despite all of the UN and international resolutions calling for Israel to withdraw from occupied land. So this is a deep conflict, and that's why when Mr. Sameh Shukri yesterday addressed the international community in Paris conference, he said, please name things right, in the right name, because it's not just a conflict or just a narrow conflict between Israel and Hamas. No, it's not. It's bigger than that. It's deeper than that. It's a root conflict between an occupier, which is Israel, and Palestinian territories.
Right. Of course, even the UNRWA chief Lazzarini had a speech in that particular aid conference, and he pointed out to what's happening in Gaza as a collective punishment. And this was not only given by Lazzarini, it was given by lots and lots of people. Even President Abdel Fattah Sisi have earlier talked about that in the peace summit that was held at the beginning here in Cairo. So with the case like that against the innocent unarmed civilians inside the Gaza Strip who are deprived of water, electricity and food and all basic human rights, how is that regarded? Where do we find the international community? This is a complete violation of international law. And does that reflect also the double standards of the Western world?
Yesterday, Mr. Lazzarini is the chief commissioner of UNRWA. Actually, his speech was one of the moderate and good speeches, because yesterday he talked in clear numbers to show the catastrophic situation, and even used the word catastrophic situation. He said even that 99 of his colleagues or UNRWA workers have been killed in Gaza since the erupt of the conflict. And he said that that is the highest number of UN in UN organization history to be killed in this short time. And this defines and describes the situation there. If 99 personnel of United Nations are killed in like 30 days or something like this, what about others? And he said that 700 Palestinians are living in degrading conditions after being displaced from their homes. And he said that according to Palestinian Ministry of Health, 10,000 Palestinians are killed. And he added actually a very important note. He said that when he visited Gaza to visit the UNRWA complexes, he met the children, and the children were asking for a piece of bread or a sip of water. That were his words. He said that when he met children, they were asking for a piece of bread and a sip of water. And I saw the faces of all the attendees of the conference at that time. I felt that they were really affected by these words. And he said that entire neighborhood had been leveled with the ground and thousands of children. And he said that thousands of children to be killed, this can't be collateral damage. Entire neighborhoods to be leveled with the ground, this can't be collateral damage. And this is a very important announcement from a UN top official. And he used words like enforced displacement, deprivation of food and medicine is collective punishment. These were his own words. So yes, such announcements are very important. And when we look at the international community, yes, there are double standards, of course. And all the people that attended, many of the people that attended the conference signaled to this double standard, because we all know that a lot of countries, especially in the West, talk all the time about human rights and children's rights, and for things that are much minor than this. And now it comes to killing children. So what do you think? And even the Palestinian Prime Minister was clear in his message or in his speech when he said that every hour 4 children are killed in Gaza. How many? Is it enough? And every so and so are killed. Is it enough? So he used the question, is it enough, to try to move the conscience of the world with their double standards.
Right. Also the Commissioner General of the he also said, he warned against the escalation of this crisis inside the Gaza Strip, and if this scope of conflict widens, there is going to be great repercussions. Of course, crimes and mass killing and crimes against humanity, and it's at its highest level, would cause to a catastrophe. So to what extent does that align with the Egyptian vision?
Actually, when the Commissioner General of the ONU spoke yesterday about the day after, he said that we must step back from the brink of a speed over before it's too late, and a genuine prospect before it's too late and before the escalation or the conflict escalates. And he said that we have to move to a genuine prospect of Palestine statehood, and it's very critical to stabilize the region. And actually what he said aligns completely with the Egyptian political vision of two-state solution as the only solution, according to the UN General Assembly Resolution number 181 issued in 1947. So we have also said that this is the only solution to stabilize the region and will protect it from the brink of war. Also, President Sisi, in his speech while inspecting Egyptian military units, they was warned against an expansion of the conflict in Gaza, saying that the region risked and became a ticking time bomb, and that the expansion of the conflict would pose a serious threat to the security and stability of the Middle East. And actually, I wonder how can Israeli leaders think that violence can terminate the problem of violence. How can we, using violence and occupying other lands and demolishing their house and putting settlements instead of it and killing people and killing young children? There are new generations that have witnessed these atrocities, and I don't think this generation will forget. Every decade, Israel commit a very big crime that makes generations never forget. Yes, it's very important to cut down and speed for cutting this crisis before it escalates.
Right. Dr. Ayman Salah Murad, you are a member of the Egyptian Council for Foreign Affairs. We'd like to thank you, sir, talking to The Breakfast Show, and you have a good day. And we're going to go to a short break, and we'll come to continue The Breakfast Show, so stay with us.